So in this video, let's talk about jawline. How do you get a chiseled face? This is how my face used to look like, and this is how it looks like right now. So let's go over some of the key things that actually work and is not a gimmick. Okay, so the first thing, let me give you the context. Okay, so when I started out my fitness journey, I was eating extremely clean. I was eating just salads, just boiled chicken, no salt anywhere, just unbelievably clean food. But I still had a very puffy face. I had abs. I had veins going down my abs, but I still had a puffy face. I was definitely single digit body fat. I was really skinny, but I still had a puffy face. I could not understand what was happening for the life of me. Yeah. So in the later part of the video, I'll go over what I was doing wrong in that scenario. So diet wise, what did I do? Eating the same things every day. Eating the same things every day is going to make your face better for one simple reason, because if you eat the same things every day, the salt and everything you're eating remains constant. And we'll go over salt inconsistency being the culprit for water retention in your face in the later part of this video. But eating the same foods every day is going to solve that issue. Water in your face is going to come off. Being in a calorie deficit obviously is going to make your skin more lean. Make your face more leaner, because you lose more fat overall all through your body. And that's calorie deficit is going to lead to a fat loss, obviously. However, it is slightly hard to actually store fat in your face. Like mostly if you're a skinny person, your body would love to store fat around your belly, and face, unless you're like truly obese, your body wouldn't actually want to store fat around your face unless you're genetically inclined to store fat in your face, but most people are not. So this is one of the biggest pillars when it comes to changing your jaw structure, your face structure, and getting model-esque features. It's all about breathing. Stop mouth breathing at all costs. There is this book called Jaws, A Hidden Epidemic, where in this there is one case study where this small girl, gets a hamster, and she is allergic to that hamster. She has it for a couple of years or a couple of months, and her entire face becomes very droopy, very dull. And the reason that was happening was because she was allergic to something in that hamster that was causing her nose to be blocked, and because of that she was subconsciously, unconsciously mouth breathing at all times. Somewhere down the line, her parents noticed that something is wrong. They took away the hamster, they started encouraging nose breathing, and in a matter of 2 to 3 months, she got all her features back. All model-esque features all came back in just 2 to 3 months of stopping mouth breathing. Most people get a common cold, they get their nostrils blocked and they start mouth breathing, and they never go back to nose breathing. Start training yourself to nose breathe. What do I mean by that? Start going for a run very consciously, just always nose breathe. And when you're at the gym, when you're working out, don't shout in between reps. That means you're exhaling through your mouth. When you are sleeping, make sure your nose is not blocked before you sleep, because if it's blocked when you're sleeping, you will switch to mouth breathing automatically. Next is sleep. Make sure you're not oversleeping or undersleeping, both of which is going to make you hold more water below your eyelids. And if you're snoring, that's obviously your mouth breathing, so take care of that, and take care of mouth breathing while sleeping. Salt and consistency. Coming back to the first point I was talking about, I was really lean, I was eating extremely clean, there was next to no salt in my food, but I still had a puffy face. And the reason for that is pretty simple. Even though I had extremely clean diet, in order to meet my protein goals, I used to eat protein bars. Protein bars are not that high in sodium, but because my baseline of salt was so low, even having a protein bar spiked my sodium somewhere during the day. So what do I mean by salt consistency? It basically means you can have low salt but have low salt throughout, or you have high salt and you have high salt throughout. So you don't have to, you shouldn't be having low, high, low, high, low, high, wherein, to give you an example, you shouldn't have like breakfast, lunch, salads, and for dinner you'll go have french fries. That's going to make your face way more puffy the next day than if you just had fries for all 3 meals the previous day. Sodium is very tightly regulated in the human body. So if your body doesn't know how much salt is going to come in, it's going to hold on to all the water that it can. Okay. So if you start eating the same kind of meals, or same meals every single day, your body knows exactly the amount of salt that is going to come in. So it will hold on to the exact amount of water required to process the incoming sodium. Most of the fat you see in your face is probably just water retention. That's why if you go on a diet for a couple of weeks, you will look a lot leaner, because when you go on a diet, you start eating pretty much the same things every single day. Okay, what are the habits I incorporated to get my face from that to this? I never let my nostrils get blocked. Whenever it gets blocked, I use a nostril dilator, something like this. It's called Otrivin. It dilates your nostrils and it lets you breathe through your nose again. And make sure you're hydrating adequately. How do you know if you're hydrating adequately? Always gauge with the color of your pee. It has to be a tad yellow. If it's too yellow, that means you're dehydrated. If it's too clear, that means you're overhydrated, both of which are equally bad when it comes to water retention and overall health in general. Okay, be aware of sodium content in your foods. Most people just care about calories, and if you're a little more health conscious, you care about protein, and nobody ever looks into sodium. So sodium is the reason why your face becomes lean, your entire physique becomes lean. Lean in the sense, the excess water that you would be holding just comes off of your body. One of the ways to know if your mouth breathes through the night is if you wake up and you have bad breath. That probably means your mouth breathing through the night, and you want to make sure before you go to sleep the next night your nostrils are dilated. What can you start doing right away to see a big change in your facial structure? Like I said, like converting your face, like making a big change in your face does not take too much time. It takes like 2-3 months maximum. You just need to make sure you're doing a couple of things to see that change come into action. Yeah. So nose breathe at all times. That's a non-negotiable. Try to start nose breathing at all times. Stop mouth breathing for good. Okay. Eat the same meals for 2 to 3 weeks. What happens when you eat the same meals for 2 to 3 weeks? The salt content becomes consistent, and once that happens, all the extra water around your face, around your body just comes off of your body. And take a multivitamin. Why do I have that point in there? It's because when you start eating the same meals throughout weeks and months together, you are definitely exclusively negating one source, one kinds of foods, because you're having the same kinds of foods every day. So you will definitely miss out on some vitamin or mineral profile. So to make sure that's not happening, please take a multivitamin. It can be any multivitamin. I will add some links in the description for the ones that I use. Okay. Start eating things that are really hard to chew. Chewing bubblegum is not going to make a big difference because it's not that hard to chew. However, there are hard bubblegums that you can chew, which sort of do the trick, but generally eating more hard to chew foods is going to do the most amount of change when it comes to your face. And it's high time we put an end to liquid calories, guys. Like, we are not babies anymore. Liquid calories are not the way to go about health in any manner. Okay, put an end to processed food, even if the calories are within your macros, even if everything else is intact. So the problem with processed foods is again sodium. It can be less in calories, it can be fitting inside your macros, but because its sodium is a sudden spike from your rather low sodium diet that you have otherwise, it is going to cause a very puffy face in the subsequent days. Okay, so these are the takeaways I want you guys to start with. Alright, so this is the second comprehensive video of VXS lift. If you have any other videos like this to be made, write them down in the comments. If you have any other questions, put them down in the comments. I reply to every comment on YouTube. And please subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching.